to conjugate or not. We're going to be talking about how you can know whether you should conjugate a verb when you're writing or if you just should leave it in the infinitive form. As you know from Spanish 1, as a general rule, if the first verb in a clause is conjugated, a clause, remember, is like the little mini part of a sentence, the second and subsequent or following verbs are left in the infinitive form. So with I don't want to go, you can hear it in English too. No quiero. The first verb is conjugated. I don't want. To go is not. No quiero ir. She doesn't like to hear herself speak. Really what we're saying is to her, no is pleasing to hear herself speak. A ella no le gusta, that's conjugated, hear herself, oírse, hablar. Another time when you do not need to conjugate the verb is if there's a preposition, so words like a, to, de, from, of, por, for, or by, para, in order to. If they're immediately followed by a verb and there is no change in subject, that verb stays in the infinitive form. So I'm tired of arguing. The preposition here is going to be de for the I'm tired of. Arguing is, in English, it sounds, the ing form does not sound like the infinitive. But even though it doesn't sound right, that's the rule you're going to do in Spanish. You're not going to conjugate it. Estoy harto. That's how you say like sick and tired. Estoy harto de discutir. I don't have to conjugate it because it's after de, a preposition. Contigo. Kiki should talk with him before leaving. Kiki debe, ought to or should, hablar, we don't conjugate that because debe is conjugated. Con él, we've got no change in subject. Kiki's doing the talk, should do the talking, and Kiki's doing the leaving. Antes de salir. Once again, it sounds like you should put saliendo, but you're not going to. It's just salir because it's after a preposition. With the preposition para, it's often difficult to hear when to use para plus an infinitive as opposed to just using the infinitive. And that's our English that's making it difficult. In the sentence, Manuel wrote Maria a note to say thank you, it sounds like we should be able to say, Manuel le escribió, and I already have this printed below, so why am I typing it? I don't know. Manuel le escribió una nota a María decirle gracias, because decirle means to say. So you think, why do I need to have para? But indeed, you would need to have a para right here. This is how you're going to know. To figure out, to determine whether or not to use para, substitute the words in order to for the word to in the English sentence. If you can substitute them and the sentence still pretty much makes sense, you should use para plus an infinitive. So Manuel wrote Maria a note in order to, instead of to, say thank you. Sí, you can, it still makes sense. Manuel le escribió una nota a María para decirle gracias. Or, since I didn't say thank you to her, we could just say decir gracias. Ahora, la práctica. I try to talk with her, but she's too quiet. So remember, to try to do something is a form of tratar followed by de. And since de is a preposition, you are going to have the infinitive follow. So the yo form of tratar, chicos, trato de hablar, we're going to leave in the infinitive, con ella, pero es demasiado callada. He's going to the game to see her. Could you reword this sentence to say, in order to? He's going to the game in order to see her. You could. This sentence is going to need a para. Él va al partido para, we leave to see in the infinitive, verla. You would not say ver a ella. If you mentioned her name, he's going to the game to see Luisa, you could say para ver a Luisa. If you were saying he's going to the game to see his sister, él va al partido para ver a su hermana. But you will not say a ella. You'll go directly to that direct object pronoun, la. Instead of watching the movie, they talk to each other. Instead of is en vez de. De is a preposition, so leave mirar in the infinitive. En vez de mirar la película, ellos se hablan. They talk, and here's the to each other. After seeing the note, she gets angry. After, después de. De is a preposition, so we're going to have ver, después de ver la nota, ella se enoja. Muy bien. Gracias, chicos.